What's going on, you guys? Mason Ramon here, and welcome back to Kaiju Figure Reviews. Now, today's figure is actually going to be another pretty neat and pretty recent Godzilla figure that's made by NECA, and this guy hasn't even been out for a month, and I gotta say, I'm pretty happy about this one. So, here he is. The NECA Godzilla 2019 figure from Godzilla King of the Monsters. Now, I got this last week at my local comic book shop for about $26. It's actually not that bad. I tried to order some on eBay, and they were going for like $30, $40, etc., etc. And so I called the local comic shop that I got here where I live. And what do you know? They actually had the NECA Godzilla and the NECA Mothra figure, both for about $26. And I got both, and I'm very impressed with the two. But Mothra is another video. Today, we're going to focus on Godzilla. So first, let's go into the detail. Now, of course, starting off with the detail, like you expect with a typical NECA Godzilla figure, he'll have some good detail. But this figure, on the other hand, is just absolutely stunning. The amount of detail that NECA decided to put on this figure is just 100% spot on. I mean, it's amazing. Of course, I wasn't expecting a whole entirely new sculpt. I did expect that they would reuse the 2014 Godzilla sculpt because, I mean, basically he's almost the same incarnation, except his toes and the spines. The spines is like the highest point of detail. Look at the spines. They are large. They're incredibly detailed. They just look, wow. I was stunned when I got this thing out of the box. Even the tail is nice and detailed too. It's actually, I don't think it's as long as the 2014 tail, but that's okay. I do have them here. I'll have them up for comparison in just a minute. Even the feet, they're kind of sprawled out, and the toes are actually a little more hooked, which is actually kind of cool. So yeah, it's just truly amazing that the amount of detail that they put into this guy. It's really it's spot on. I love it. Now, taking a look at his paint job, of course, I was kind of expecting to use the same paint job, but no, they actually painted him a little bit differently here. Now, I'm going to pull out the 2014 figure for a little bit of comparison. There he is. There's the 2014 figure. As you can see, it's basically night and day. But at the same time, they're completely different figures. I mean, what do you expect? Of course, the 2014 Godzilla made him. It's a bit more of a darker approach because he was seen more often in pitch black, and of course his spines are quite small and a little pointed, and they're actually not as textured as these spines. And as you can see with this guy here, they actually gave him of course, they used a bit of a grayish color for his for the plastic, and they actually gave him like this tannish green wash over this figure, which actually gives him a little more diversity and a little more color to him. And if you even look closely here at his fingers, you can see that his claws are painted a greenish color. Even the toes. The toes are a better example here. The toes are painted this tannish green color. And I think, and the toes, they're not actually bleeding in. I don't think the fingers are bleeding in either, which is actually kind of nice. And I did notice in some areas of the figure that there are lesser amounts of tan than other areas of the figure. But it's not a huge issue, but it's something that I have noticed, but I don't have an issue with it at all. I think it's just fine, because it just gives him a little bit more depth. But here's the major nitpick that I have with the paint job. The head. And I will explain why. Look at the eyes. The eyes are very derpy. his right eye over here actually looks just fine, and they didn't go with that cat look with the yellow eyes. Here, I'll give you the 2014 here. There's that cat yellow eye right there, which is actually alright. I thought cat yellow was okay. But they actually decided to go with white and brown eyes for Godzilla, which is actually kind of nice. The right eye is just fine, but going on to the left, it looks a little derpy. But if you look at him straight from the camera, yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about. And here's the other problem that I have, is his teeth. If you look closely here at the teeth are actually bleeding in on his lip, which actually looks a little weird. Even the gums are kind of bleeding on his teeth. So basically the teeth are bleeding on the gum and the gum's bleeding on the teeth. I'm like, no. And if you look closely inside the mouth, they didn't finish painting inside the mouth. They got a blob of paint right there to cover the tongue and another blob to get under the mouth. And they even did a third blob for the top jaw. So why didn't they paint the entire inside of the mouth? I don't know. And they decided to go for this salmon orangish color, which I don't really agree with the orangish salmon color. It just looks a little too, I don't know, it doesn't look weird. Now as you can see here with the 2014 figure, with his mouth, they decided to go for this dark magenta reddish color to make it a little more, you know, natural looking, and it actually looks like, you know, the inside of someone's mouth, which looks a lot better. And they actually decided to, and they actually fill it in the whole mouth with this magenta color. But I don't know why they didn't fill in the entire mouth here with this salmon color. I kind of wish they would have went with a darker color instead of this salmon color, and I wish they could have filled it in all the way. I'm actually thinking about fixing it a little bit so that it won't look, you know, completely, I don't know, it won't look dumb while I animate, you know? But other than that, that's like my major nitpick with the paint job is his face and mouth, eyes, and, you know, but everything else, the paint job is really, really nice. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to this guy's articulation. Now, as you can see, he basically has the same points of articulation as the 2014 figure has, but he does have a couple of interesting points, and some of his points of articulation on this new one are kind of limited, and I'll explain right now. First, starting with the head, it can go up this far and down this far. It can only wiggle just a little bit. And he can have his head go left, go down to the right, and it can't go full 360, but that's okay. Same with the neck, it can only wiggle up and down just a little. You can have it go a full 360 degrees, but I would be careful because of his spines. Even though they are made out of rubber, I wouldn't, you know, do a whole lot with them, because I don't want to worry about breaking this thing. The mouth, they actually did a better job with his mouth articulation because they actually had it open up a lot wider than the 2014 figure. They trimmed the bottom of the jaw a little bit further so you can have it open wider, which is actually kind of nice. Waist, can have it go this far left, this far to the right, and it can go up this far and go down this far. So having all 3 points go up, down, left, and right, or going up and down, is not that great. It's okay, but it's not that great. But if you want to go left and right, then it's actually pretty good. Moving on to this guy's arms. Now, I don't know if it's with everybody's, but my left arm is a little loose and the right arm's a little stiff. But the shoulders can go a full 360 degrees. They can go out this far, and they can go in this far. The elbows can go up this far, out this far, and rotate a full 360. And same with the wrist. They're on ball hinges, up that far, out that far, and full 360. But yeah, my left arm on this thing is a little loose, and the right arm's kind of stiff. I don't know if it's with everyone's, but I know it's mine, that's for sure. So now we'll move ahead down to the legs. Basically the same as 2014 figure. They can't spread out as far as the 2014 figure, but it's far enough where I can get them to pose a little bit. But the thighs, they can go a full 360, like so. The knees can go back this far, and they can go in this far. So you can have his legs more straight or more bent. And the feet, they pivot just a little far. They actually pivot more than the 2014 Godzilla, which is actually kind of cool. And they can go up this far, and they can rotate 360. Just like that. Let me just get them fixed up real quick. And now the tail is actually pretty interesting. Of course, kind of like the 1962 NECA Godzilla, they still are listening to us fans by removing the bendy wire tail and adding more ball joints. But there's not 5 ball joints. There's actually more than 5, and I will show you. We have 1 here at the base, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ball joints on this tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Nope, I was wrong. There's 10. There are 10 ball joints on this tail. And let me tell you, you can actually get a really, really good movement there. Look how much I'm curving this tail with 10 ball joints on a NECA figure. This is actually probably one of the most articulated tails on a NECA figure, especially a NECA Godzilla figure. And to be honest, I'm impressed. The only problem is it can't really hold its pose that well. If you curve it up like this far, that's how far you'll be able to get it. If you curve it to the left, then you're good there. Curve it to the right, you're good. It just can't hold its pose while going up, which is just fine. Of course, it's a NECA figure, and I wasn't expecting it to hold its pose that much, but the amount of ball joints that they have in this guy's tail is really awesome, and I'm impressed. I really like it, too. So now after being impressed with the amount of articulation that this guy has, even though some points are quite limited, let's go ahead and move on to some size comparisons. Here he is compared to the first NECA Godzilla figure that's ever made, the 2014 figure, and as you can see, it's definitely night and day with the two figures. Obviously the new figure is actually a bit taller than the 2014 figure, and it's definitely bigger than the 2014 figure all around because of how big his spines are as well. But if you want to look at it closely, if you want to go diverse and go like into prehistoric times, you could say that this one's a male and that one's a female. There could be, I don't know. Or you can look at it and say that this Godzilla is, you know, maybe a teenager, almost close to being an adult, and this one's definitely an adult that's, you know, the alpha male of the pack. But in real terms, that's the first incarnation, there's the second one. But in reality, I like both of them really well, and it's a pretty nice comparison. They're actually pretty nice to look at together. Here he is with the NECA GMK and 1962 Godzilla, and I actually like all three of them together, to be honest. Two classic Godzilla incarnations versus the newest one, which I consider to be a classic. So there you go. 3 badass Godzillas together in one frame. Here he is with the SH Monster Arts Fire Rodan. Here he is with the GMK Bandai King Ghidorah figure. And this actually does look pretty cool. King Ghidorah is actually quite large, and he does dwarf Godzilla perfectly. SH Monster Arts King Kong, well, it looks like they're about ready to fucking battle it all out in about a year. 1 year in 2020. Here he is with the DX Spark Doll Tyrant figure, the 7-inch one. And as you can see, he is towering over Godzilla. And I'm actually thinking about making a Godzilla vs. Tyrant video. I'm not sure when yet, but I have left a post in the community section asking you guys which Godzilla battle I should make next in 2020. You guys can go ahead and leave your vote, and the link is in the description below, or if you just want to go over to the community tab and vote there, that's okay. SH Figure Arts Gamora. Well, one of my friends has actually been asking me if I can make a sequel to Godzilla vs. Gamora. I don't know about that yet. Should I? Maybe I should. I don't know. I might put something in the community post for all you guys to answer for yourself. Anyway. And finally, here he is with the NECA Mothra figure. Oh wait, I thought you said that you weren't going to put Mothra in this. Well, I said I was going to make a review on Mothra, but that was another video. I didn't say I was going to show her. But anyway, this actually does look pretty cool, and it's really accurate to the film as well. Sorry for spoilers. But anyway, yes, I will make my review on this Mothra figure in the near future. But I wanted to show you guys for a comparison, and it actually does look really, really cool. I actually dig it. Now you guys are probably wondering how rare this guy is. Well, he's not rare at all. He's pretty hot. He literally came out just a couple of weeks ago. I think he came out about a week before the movie came out. The NECA Rodan figure will be coming out probably in July or perhaps August. Mothra is already out, and she's already quite common, but I'll explain deeper in her video. But with this guy, he's actually pretty common right now, and I got him for about $26. I believe the SH Monster Arts Godzilla is already out too. You could probably get him for like $80 or $90, but I might get the Monster Arts figure as well for animation. But for now, I got this guy, and I'm quite impressed. So, a brief recap before I give him a grade. The detail on him is amazing, superb. I freaking love the detail on this thing. NECA decided to amp up their game with this particular Godzilla figure. The paint job, still a really amazing job, except one of his eyes and the teeth, and the mouth. The articulation, on some points it's limited due to his bulkiness, but at other areas of the figure, it's actually really, really well articulated, including the tail. Size comparisons are actually quite interesting and really neat looking, and he's actually really, really common. So in the end, I'm going to give this Godzilla a 9 out of 10. 9 because of the minor paint flaws and the limited articulation because of his bulkiness, which is just fine. So, in the end, 9 out of 10. That's it for this Kaiju figure review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like if you liked this video. Drop a comment below if you want to see some more Kaiju figure reviews. And also, if you want to request your own Kaiju figure review, leave your comment of what you want to see me review next. Be sure to hit the big red subscribe button and hit the notification bell for all future notifications for all my future videos. And so that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys later.